do like a little video diary of why I started Votingblocusa and what was the purpose. So January 6th was an emotional day for me. It really hit hard. I'm not really sure why, but it shocked me. It angered me. I was very confused on how and why Americans came to this point. I mean, we saw riots and protests all summer long. Been locked down with COVID. You could feel the pressure was just building in America. It was just, and then the elections, that was just crazy. I mean, we've had contested elections before. We've had, the Democrats didn't want Trump in, Obama. I mean, it's just getting to be, that's the nature of elections. We're going to contest it. We're going to say no. That's not what the people wanted. But I think it all just came to a head, and so like I said, I was kind of shocked about it. I was worked up, and a couple of days later, when it kind of started coming down and everything, I guess you'd say the stress of it kind of started fading. Everything, I started thinking about, who's to blame? If you listen to the media, I mean, it was Trump, and it was this. It was supposed to be QAnon, Proud Boys, Antifa's in there. All these things came out. And the only thing then I started just realizing, I always try to, and what I do is, when I analyze businesses and stuff, is I just try to break it down to its basic elements. What happened? Well, we know that people went into the Capitol. I saw it live. It was a peaceful protest, and then just turned into a riot. A young girl was killed, or I say young girl, younger than me, was killed, and turned out she was a 14-year veteran, and that one hit me hard. There was Capitol Police that were injured and died too, and that hit me hard. But the veteran was one that, because I watched her bleed out on a feed. It was a Twitter feed. I sit there and watched her eyes just glaze over. She was shocked. She didn't scream, someone shot. She hit the ground and just bled out. Kind of like when you cut someone's throat, they just bleed out. They're in shock. Their body kind of just. But she was. I don't know anything about her, and this is not about her or that. It's an important part, I think, to kind of, when you look at your cause and effect. But again, that hit me hard. To see a veteran attack the government that they used to support and serve. So again, as kind of the shock wore off and everything, I started wondering, who's to blame, and again, the media was going back and forth and everything, and I started thinking, okay, hang on, what do I know? What's my skill set? How can I help? What can I do? Do I enlist? But it's not a foreign army to fight. This is a domestic issue. Do I run for office? No, I don't run for office. What can one person do? And then that's how I started thinking, what's my skill set? What do I do now? And for those of you who don't know and everything, I'm a business consultant, and I specialize in operations. Basically, what I do is I go into a business, analyze it from top to bottom, figure out their procedures and policies, and help them redefine how they do things, how they perform their task, in a way that we make them more productive, we make them more efficient, in hopes to increase their profitability. So those are the skill sets that I've been working on. Those are the skill sets I've been honing for 20, 25 years. So I started looking at this situation under the consultant eyes. So I started breaking things down, analyzing it, doing, again, a cause and effect analyzation, doing a fishbone, which a cause and effect is basically a fishbone. For every effect, there is a root cause. So I started there, and one thing that I found, or that I came up with, was under the root cause, was the question is, who's at fault? Who's responsible for what happened? Well, you had the rioters, you had people that broke into the Capitol, they're at fault. You had they caused violence, they're at fault. The lady who died was shot by Capitol Police doing his duty, but so it's not really his fault. He just stood up and did his duty. You had Trump talking about the steal and everything. Was it his fault? Partial blame. So it started getting, it was the Democrats. It was the Democrats that, that aggravated it, So it got really kind of confusing on who was to blame. So normally in business and everything, you just keep going up. Where does the buck stop, kind of thing? Who is ultimately responsible? Because whoever is ultimately responsible is usually one that's to blame, or had some sort of influence. So I said, okay, let's just stop for a second. Let's figure this out. So right, left, that's part of the fishbone moving up, or the hierarchy moving up, if you like. And when it came down to it, it was kind of shocking when I thought about it. But who's to blame for the riots? It's me. Yeah. Why? Because I'm part of a group called We the People. We're voters. We're the ones that, under the Constitution, should have most of the power, should be the ones who control this government. We elect our representatives, but ultimately, we're like an owner. We just hire the government to represent our interests and to do things that are right for the country, or how we want it. That's the way the founding fathers set it up, that we're a republic, and a republic is a government ruled by laws, and that their representatives are elected by the voters, by the people, we the people. And I know that's kind of shocking. I know people are going to say, what? But here's my point, is, for me, an example, for years I've been disengaged from political parties and from politics and stuff like that. Voting got to be where it was more of a nuisance. I started truly believing that, me voting didn't make a difference one way or the other. That me being part of it didn't make a difference. And I was wrong. I was very wrong. And so that's the reason I started Votingblocusa, because I'm a voter. I'm part of the we are the people. And if we want to change this country the correct way, without violent protest, without this and that, we do it at the voting booth. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. It's not really my intention to do this as my first video podcast, but I may go ahead and just release this. So good day, and talk to you soon. Bye.